Labour has been rocked by the bombshell announcement that Tom Watson, its deputy leader, is leaving frontline politics to start a different kind of life. On a day that had been dominated by Tory woes with the resignation of Alun Cairns, the Welsh Secretary, overshadowing the Conservatives' election launch, the focus quickly switched last night to Labour and the departure of the party's second most senior figure. "The decision is personal, not political," declared Mr. Watson, who has been his party's deputy leader for more than 4 years. At last week's Labour election campaign launch, the frontbencher cut a rather despondent figure among the cheering crowd in Battersea. Last night, he announced his decision publicly on Twitter, writing, "After 35 years in full-time politics, I've decided to step down and will be campaigning to overcome the Tory-fueled public health crisis. I'm as committed to Labour as ever. I will spend this election fighting for brilliant Labour candidates and a better future for our country." His announcement will be greeted with delight by some on the left of the party, most notably Len McCluskey, the Unite leader, with whom he clashed many times in recent years. The trade union chief, once a close friend, believed Mr. Watson had become disloyal to Jeremy Corbyn. However, many on the centre-right will be saddened at the departure of a figure they believed was key to maintaining Labour's appeal to those in the centre ground. In a letter to Mr. Corbyn, Mr. Watson wrote, "The last few years have been among the most transformational of my personal life, second only to becoming a proud father of 2 beautiful children. I've become healthy for the first time and I intend to continue with this work in the years to come." Mr. Watson said that he would remain as deputy leader until polling day in December and would be playing an active part in Labour's election campaign. The MP for West Bromwich East since 2001 was elected to his deputy leadership position at the same time in 2015 as Mr. Corbyn was elected leader. During their time together at the top of the party, the two men clashed repeatedly, with Mr. Watson, a former ally of Gordon Brown, becoming a focus for the moderate opposition in the party to Mr. Corbyn. He was publicly critical of the leadership's attempts to tackle anti-Semitism in the party and led moves to push it into supporting a second referendum on the EU, despite the entrenched resistance of the leader. Most recently, he defied Mr. Corbyn by calling for the party to back a new public vote before the country went to the polls in a general election. In June, as he campaigned for Labour to back the holding of a second referendum, he famously said, "I am never going to leave the Labour Party," before adding, "Sometimes I wonder whether the Labour Party is leaving me." For more on this story, visit the news article link.